Hi, I'm Frankie Smales. I cannot believe what I've just seen over the last past couple of days from the release of the Ghostbusters reboot trailer. To see that I had so much bad reactions is totally believable. But the whole idiotic idea that it starts off in the Ghostbusters firehouse, then all of a sudden it became Big Trouble in Little China for some apparent reason, which they downscaled into a Chinese restaurant, and all of a sudden they started entering the realms of the Warehouse 13 style of gadgetry and that. But I would like to ask the question who did the set design for the film. What were you thinking of ditching the iconic firehouse to a chintzy Chinese restaurant is totally beyond me. The whole essence of the Ghostbusters lore and story is that the Ghostbusters base should be in the firehouse, not change the script saying, oh, start off in the Ghostbusters firehouse, then move it into a Chinese restaurant, treated the same way like Big Trouble in Little China. And yeah, the ghosts themselves, it's not the best I've seen. I've seen a lot better in the Gremlin creations in Joe Dante's and Gremlins, and even Peter Jackson, who directed The Frighteners with Jake Busey and Michael J. Fox, had a better imagination how to perceive the ghost. But it seems to me the ghost what we got in this trailer was a glorified knockoff ghost you see in a cheesy pop video that was made for MTV. But I've watched Iron Maiden pop videos because I'm a bit of an Iron Maiden fan. I've seen the visuals of that pop video, send your daughter to the slaughter, and he had halfway through, he had great visuals and animations in it. Even watched loads of British commercials for various types of products that had better visuals and that. Even we had a videotape advert for Scotch. We had the best animated stop motion skeleton puppet than what I'd seen in the Ghostbusters trailer. But yeah, the whole projectile vomiting and Christian Wig was was not the best to sell the film. But if I recall, in the original Ghostbusters film, there was none of that at the beginning. All that came later with Slimer when towards Bill Murray. You see Bill Murray on the floor, and Dan Aykroyd goes running in and see Bill on the floor saying, I feel so funky, and said this before that he's slimy. Then Dan Aykroyd, with all enthusiasm, says, that's great. Actual physical contact. Can you move me? Then Egon says, that's great. Meet me down in the ballroom and all that. It's a lot. So, yeah, but if I remember the scene of the library ghost, she didn't projectile vomit all over Bill Murray. Uh, all she did was turn into this ghoulish apparition with rah, and yelling, oh, and all that, like, start playing a little piano riff to the Bus Boy song, cleaning up the town and all that, like, and yeah, but the library goes after projectile vomiting, but she looked like a discount Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt, which is goofy as hell. Yeah, but yeah, but it it was a great idea of having this diverse mythos of going from dudes zapping ghosts to chicks zapping ghosts. It seems to me that this Ghostbusters reboot is become nothing more, nothing less but a supernatural chick flick. That's a bunch of chicks in boiler suits that's badly designed. That looks like something out of a poor 1980s sci-fi B film, uh, which had steampunk style proton gear and all that. Like, then it comes up with proton pistols. But if I recollect, in the original Ghostbusters film, there was none of that. They had the big slang blower that Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson did when they sprayed in the Statue of Liberty. And Dan Aykroyd said, "That's beautiful," and looking like a badass with the cigar in his mouth, thinking that is Sergeant Major Avery Johnson from Halo 2 anniversary and that with this big ass gun and all that lot. But I don't recollect in the whole Ghostbusters franchise they ever had anything that came out underneath brandish guns and that and start punching. But I never also recollect Egon Spangler licking his proton gun. He never did that. Whoever possessed the stuff putting that in, it has not a very good advert to do that, really. But yeah, but it still had laughable moments in between the whole Kit McKinnon wearing this ridiculous hat and the wig. But in the second Ghostbusters film, I recollect when they re-established themselves as Ghostbusters, you see them all running around with ridiculous Santa Claus hats and etc. And which became goofy vanity pieces for the action figures from the Ghostbusters 2 film and etc. But uh, judging by the first trailer, they could have done a bit better. They could have toned down on the filterization on the ghosts instead of making them all blue, neon, and that. But I don't know how it's going to pan out when people see it in IMAX theaters across the globe when it gets released, when it's going to be in 3D. And by the way, nighttime shots do not do well in 3D, not well as daytime shots when it's perfect in that, because due to the fact in Ghostbusters films is it always has an element of darkness, but when you do a film in the scope and scale of Ghostbusters and any kind of franchise films in 3D, the nighttime scenes isn't gonna pan out as much. Like during through the day is perfect. Yeah, it is brilliantly lit, and that it can get away with that having that in 3D. But for the nighttime scenes in Ghostbusters, it's going to be very hard for the audience to see the visuals pop out of the screen when it's total darkness and all that. Like, it doesn't matter how you lit the film and that, it's not going to sit well to the audience. It's when they're wearing 3D glasses in a darkened room and everything. It's not going to look convincing and great. So that's why I think many people will obligate to see the 2D version over than the 3D version because of these various problems of depth and field when it comes to do nighttime scenes. Due to me being former student in black and white photography, and they got a city girls degree in it. So I know what's about depth of field and filterization and that. What type of lenses do certain things? Certain lenses and filterizations, if you're doing in 3D, looks better in daylight conditions, but when you try to do it in nighttime conditions, it's not gonna stand out. Or well, no matter how much arc lighting you have on the set, this is one thing I like to put towards people who's coming through into the filmmaking business. Is that 3D is better off during for daytime because of the lighting situation, but it's going to be very hard to render for the nighttime scenes. Lesson learned for any film students out there that's breaking into art of creative filmmaking and that, and not to over brightly lit your creations and that, because you're not gonna stand out well. I'm hoping to God they did that for the basis of the trailer, then it will look better on the actual film when it comes out. I hope to God they give it the treatment that they deserve when it comes to the actual film of Ghostbusters when it comes out. But back to the trailer. Yeah, the trailer looked dreadful, badly edited and badly conceived. The beginning of the trailer felt like to me that we was into what to going into the realms of a action film, but with that piano, it doesn't. You're not gonna sell the film like that. We're getting somebody going pling 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 on the piano, and that's supposed to fool people. That is the Ghostbusters theme tune. But if I'd looked on the No Ghost logo on the subway scene, it looked awful. I could have drawn a lot better No Ghost logo even if I tried. But that looks like tacky as hell. Nobody didn't have a clue how to draw the No Ghost logo. It looked pathetic. Even though an 8-year-old can draw better than that. Looks chintzy, looks crappy, looks awful. Whoever cut and edited this trailer is totally beyond me. But they said this film is going to be a reboot, then all of a sudden it says 30 years ago, 4 dudes saved the world, etc. But oh, 4 scientists saved the world. If I recollect about the original Ghostbusters, there was only 3 scientists. 3, which is Raymond Stantz, Egon Spangler, and Peter Venkman. Fair enough, Peter Venkman was a sleazeball scientist, but Ernie Hudson's character was never explored about what his background was. Totally in the film, it didn't pin him down as a scientist, Dr. Winston Zedmore, and all that lot. There was none of that in the original film. I think he was. I think all that came in later in the Ghostbusters video game, which was studying for his degree in the field. He didn't explore about him being a scientist. So all that despite about 4 scientists saved the world was crap. That is gonna upset fans to no end. I'm not surprised there's been this much hate for the trailer for a beloved franchise in all this time. Misleading people, saying that this is going to be a total hard reboot and that, and then all of a sudden you said Paul Feig was going to originally not have slimy to do with the Ecto 1 and all sorts of stuff. Then all of a sudden changed the script up because some certain fans got upset about it. Then he had no choice but to bring it, reinstate them back. But then the whole mission about Dan Castellaneta was going to come in and voice Slimer, and uh, the, that was never to be. His credential for the voicing of Slimer got taken down off of IMDb and etc. But what was the thinking of sending people up the garden path about a film to reboot that's so beloved by loads of the hardcore Ghostbusters fans, both young and old? But you know, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, 4 scientists helped to save the world. A new team is going to take the call and all this lot. But that's going to upset people. Like I said, Winston Zedmine, the original film, was not a scientist. He may be an ex-serving Vietnam soldier that was struggling looking for work, and then all of a sudden he got introduced halfway through the film after when he took the job at the Ghostbusters headquarters, and he says, "Do you believe extra potential and all this like the fit?" Then telekinetic movement and the theory and of Atlantis, and that then Winston says, "If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe you anything you say." But there was none of that explored about him being a nuclear physicist or whatever it was. That was not explored. I'm not surprised there's been so much anger and hate going on with the trailer, which at the beginning of that being totally bullshit and misleading. That was. I've seen a lot better trailers coming from Sony in the past with the original Ghostbusters trailers and that. Ones for Fright Night. At least back then they took care and looked for those licenses. But now they come up with this whole concept saying 30 years ago, 4 scientists. It's a No, there wasn't. There was 3. Far as I recollect, yeah. I can see why many people reacted to this trailer and made their own misgivings about it. They should scrap this trailer totally and redo it and present it a lot better. Not like what they got, what we got was crap and etc. It's not good advert for a franchise like this. Fans should deserve better. Yeah, but I'm still gonna go see the film to check it out. But even I was totally, yeah, even a few laughs here and there. But I was beginning to think, I'm starting to think the same way as the rest about the trailer and thinking, what the hell is this? Angry Joe was right to tear it a new one and etc. But come on, Sony, you could do better. I seen better in you. All you did was just let everybody down with the shoddy trailer and everything else. Come on. Give us fans what we deserve in this trailer. Then you can between between those who did this trailer reactions to do another and to change their mind about it, that might dissuade them, some people, to go and see it. Not like what you gave us. That's just pathetic. Totally. I'm not surprised many people are heavily pissed off about it. But until then, this is me, Frankie Smales. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please share on Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and etc. And wherever you are. Thank you for watching.